BigTreeTech has just released one of the coolest cosmetic upgrades for the A1 printers that I've ever seen. Keeping in line with their other Bambu products, this is called the Panda Knomi, and it adds a screen to your A1 mini or your A1 full-size printer. This screen not only looks cool, but it provides a ton of cool stats like how long it's going to take for your print to finish, your tool head temperature, your heat bed temperature. It can show you pretty much any statistic that you need to know, and it looks good while it's doing it. Unfortunately, with the announcement of the latest Bambu update, these types of upgrades from BigTreeTech as well as the Panda Touch might not be usable with the Bambu printers any longer. I'm going to touch more on that later. In today's video, we are going to be unboxing, installing, and fully setting up the Panda Knomi on my A1 Mini right behind me, as well as going over the new Bambu update. We're going to go over the facts, how it's going to affect you, what the general consensus is on this update, what Bambu has said in response to people being mad about this update, and what my personal opinions are. So feel free to skip to just the end of the video if that's what you're interested in. It totally won't hurt my feelings that you're skipping over the majority of the video. That's what the chapters are for, so you can just slide on up and click the chapter that says Bambu Update Overview. But with all that being said, let's get started and get this thing out of the box. Alright, this is the Panda Knomi from BigTreeTech, and there are two boxes that it comes with. So you can see right here, it says one package contains the screen only, and the other package contains the case only. We're going to get them both popped open and see what we got. Now, I do want to say that BigTreeTech did send these out to me, but they did not have any requirements for what I say about their products, so you're going to get my full and honest opinion on this. Let's go with the top box first, which is the screen only. We're going to pop this thing open. Nice. And I believe this is our screen. Here's our screen in this nice box right here. Cool labeling. And we have our power cord, which if you notice, plugs in right on the side of your printer where your AMS will plug in. And then all that's left in the box is some zip ties. And it looks like a little business card almost that has a print profile on the back. I'm not sure what this is for just yet. This is my first time seeing any of this. Now let's move over to the case, and we're going to pop this box open. Nice, we have the user manual, which is good because I was hoping for something like that because, again, I don't know how this works. And then here is the case. Whoa, anyways, here is the case itself. It looks like this is the clear version. There are a couple of different versions available on their website, and all that's left in here is some foam. Alright, according to the instructions, we're going to take our plates here. I'm going to flip it over, and then it says right here, remove this cover. I ended up having to push from the back right here. Cover popped off. Now we're going to place our screen in there, and I guess now is a good time to remove this plastic coating. Set our screen. There we go. It has a nice fit. You just have to find it. And now we're going to place this cover back on. And it kind of rotates just like that. You see that little rotation at the end there? That's what did it. And now we can set this to the side, and we're going to work on the tool head of the printer next. First thing that we're going to do is remove our tool head cover. Just pop that off. And then we're going to remove the rotating wheel just by gently pulling. Now there are two ways of powering this. One is through USB-C right there, and the other one is through the, I'm not sure what you really call it, but it's the same plug that the AMS would plug into, and luckily there is an extra port on the A1 Mini and the A1 that at the moment has no use, so I'm just going to use this. We are going to take the end that plugs into the screen of our power cable, pass it through here, and then we're going to plug it into our Panda Knomi, which is a little tricky because it's so small. Just like that. And then we're going to snap this into place, and I'm going to pull back on this cable so we don't have as much excess in there. And it says to start from the top, and you can see it has 2 teeth that clip into place pretty nicely. And then press on the bottom. Just like that, we're done. And if we look at the side of our printer, this is exactly where it's going to plug in. All that's left is to do some cable management and zip tie this out of the way, or you can use some 3D printed clips. I'm just going to use zip ties. I've zip tied the cable to the power cord, and we're getting a QR code right here that shows us how to set it up. So I'm going to do that now. Just scanning the QR code was not bringing up the right page for me, so I had to manually connect to the Panda Knomi Wi-Fi on my phone and then manually type in the website for the Panda Knomi local setup. This might help some of you guys who aren't able to get it set up by just using the QR code. Alright, the Panda Knomi has been fully set up. If you just follow the instructions on the website, it makes it super easy. It's very similar to setting up the BigTreeTech Panda Touch. It's actually almost identical. And now that we have that set up, we have this super cool animation going on the screen, a little standby animation. And we also have all these options on our phone to change it to. Now that we have the screen all connected, I'm going to load this printer up with filament and start a print so you can see every single bit of information that it shows you throughout the print. So you can see right now it's telling us our nozzle temperature. Right there you got your current temperature, and then up top you have your target temperature. Super cool, super easy to see, and it just kicked on automatically. I didn't have to turn it on, change a setting, it just went straight to that screen. And now it shows you that it is feeding filament into that extruder, going through those gears. That's actually super cool. Now it's going to purge the old filament, and it has an animation for that too. Wow, that's awesome. That's a cool little idle animation there. Now our filament is loaded, let's print something out. I'm going to print out this super small, quick PTFE tube removal tool. It should take us 16 minutes and only 2 grams of filament. Let's get it sent over. And I'm going to turn on bed leveling and flow calibration because I want to see if this screen says anything about those. And there you go, it automatically goes to the temperature of the bed. And see we're at 33 degrees and climbing, and our target is 65 degrees. That's awesome, super cool animation. I love this thing, honestly, this thing's so cool. This product from BigTreeTech is honestly one of the coolest additions I've seen to the Bambu 3D printers in honestly ever. It's very intuitive. All you do is set it up one time and it is just good to go after that. It shows you so many cool things at just the easy glance. You can just see all the information that you need to see depending on what's happening with your print at that moment. Overall, I love this thing and I would highly recommend it. It's super cool. If you want to get one for yourself, there's going to be a link in the description down below. Go get it for yourself as long as you're okay with what we're about to talk about next, which is the Bambu Labs update. So let's get on with that right now. Alright, now's the time that we talk about this Bambu Labs update. I'm going to give you a very basic rundown of what's going down. Nothing in depth, no crazy details, just very easy to understand and hopefully very basic. So I'm going to leave out a lot of the details that kind of make this confusing. and just give you the easy stuff. And I'm also going to cite my sources in the description down below so you can go read those articles for yourself and make your own opinion. Essentially, Bambu Labs has announced a future update for their 3D printers that will increase security but will also lock down the printers. This means that third-party products such as the Panda Knomi that we just installed or the Panda Touch might no longer work with this update. Bambu Labs has responded to the backlash and announced that they are working on third-party support, but as of right now, there's really no promises that these items will still work in the future. Historically, 3D printers and 3D printing in general has been a very open source thing, meaning that everybody can make their own upgrades to the printer and everybody can work on new software, different slicers. It gives you tons of flexibility on what you want to do, meaning you can pretty much do anything you want, and that ultimately is the beauty of 3D printing. The 3D printing community is responding, saying that Bambu Labs locking down their 3D printers will ruin that open source that everybody loves about 3D printing. As of right now, this update has only been announced for the X1C 3D printer. However, if this is a security concern that they are worried about, I can only imagine that it's a matter of time before the P1S and the A1 series printers receive this update as well. Now that is the very basics of what is going down. Again, I don't want to get too into it because ultimately I don't really understand half of what's going on, and they use a lot of big words in these articles that I just really don't know what they mean. So if you want to read it for yourself, I'd highly recommend you go check out some of those articles or look up some for yourself. You might find some more information that I didn't know. And again, with all things like this, you need to take everything that I say and everything that the articles say with a grain of salt, because at this point it's all pretty much rumors, and rumors can spread very quickly and misinformation can spread very quickly, so it's best to just wait and see what actually happens. Alright, let's say that this software update does happen and nothing changes from what has been announced right now. What are your options? Well, number one, you don't have to update your printer. Right now, Bambu Labs has said nothing about forcing this update on the printers, so you should be safe by just not updating. However, there are the obvious drawbacks of not receiving software updates, and you're going to be stuck with whatever you have right now. I should also mention that if you're watching this video in the future, this might be totally irrelevant to you, so maybe you should check the date when this is posted and just see if this is really happening or not. So what is my opinion on all this? Well, honestly, my opinion doesn't really matter. It's up to you to make your own decision, but if you really want to know that bad, personally, this update will not affect me that much, and here's why. I use the Bambu Slicer, which is not going to be affected by this update at all. I use the Bambu Handy app on my phone, which again, is not going to be affected by this update at all. I use Maker World, which is not going to be affected by this update at all. If you can see the theme here, I only really use Bambu products and Bambu software. So for me, this is not going to be that big of a deal. The only thing that I'm not going to be too happy with is that Panda Touch, which is not going to work anymore. But with that being said, and Bambu already announcing that they are working on third-party support, I am sure that it's only a matter of time, and I'm putting my faith into Bambu that they're going to work it out with BigTreeTech and all these other third-party companies to ensure that there is a safe way to keep their products working. But like I said, that is just my opinion, and it's really your opinion that matters. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, how this update is going to affect you. If you're going to sell your Bambu 3D printer because of this, I've seen a lot of people say that they're done with Bambu, they're selling all of their printers, we can move over to a whole different hardware entirely. But for me, that's a little bit extreme, and I still love my Bambu printers. They print amazing, and this software update, I think, is only just going to be a little bit of a hiccup. And then Bambu is responding appropriately to the backlash. It seems like they are working to a solution that makes everybody happy. But again, thank you for watching this video, and of course, correct anything that I said in the comments down below as well. You can go check out some of my other videos if you would like, in that corner right there, or that one. I don't know how this stuff works anymore. But have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later.